Lake Ave Radio Show.
K the boss. K the
Brought to you by Lake Ave Radio.
You are now tuned in to the Lake Ave Radio. Brought to you by Lake Ave Reefy. Come and hear the show. Share and subscribe. It's a whole nother vibe. Watch a real street nigga go live. Give you all the real facts, the real deal. Show you how the hood feel. Black politics, the current events, you might get some chills. It's just a day in the life of the culture. All my youngins tap into an educated soldier. Peace to the gods, peace to the earth. Sit you down and stressed out. Make sure you know your worth. Go and hustle for yours. Get your face out the dirt, cause your heart's still beating. It can be way worse. 1500, we got it out the mud. We all love the hood, but the streets show no love. We on all platforms, come and listen to the truth. It's the Ski Vasquez, I lit a fire in the booth.
Always trust everyone to be themselves, but trust in the fact that you can see them well. I mean, it was like, you know, trust. It takes too much energy to not trust someone. I mean, it takes too much energy. You only gotta stay 2 steps ahead of them, whatever. But trust them to be there.
Alright, to be themselves.
Trust the snake to fight you. Trust the lion to lie. Trust the thief to steal from you. Like, trust them to be them. But know them when you see them.
This is why you need to tune in to the Lake Ave Radio, where every voice gets a stage, every song tells a story, and every debate sparks a revolution. Hosted by the ever-enthusiastic Warbucks Reef and the insightful co-host the open-billed Nasir, the Lake Ave Radio is not just a show, it's a community experience. Here we dive deep into everything from the chilling tales of history to the heated debates of politics, and from the pressing social issues to the uplifting Sunday's music madness. And speaking of music, if you've got tunes that can make our hearts beat faster, we want to hear from you. Every Sunday we feature music from the most promising upcoming artists. Could that be you? Battles, beats, and ballads, we play it all, giving a platform to voices that are waiting to be heard. So, are you ready to be part of something bigger? Reach out to us on Facebook, Instagram, or through the Open Build podcast. Join our family of passionate radio enthusiasts and let your voice echo across Lake Ave's airwaves. Whether you're here to express, impress, or simply decompress, we've got a spot just for you on the Lake Ave Radio. Tune in, turn up the volume, and let's make waves together.
Yo, what's good, man? Hey, listen. We about to get into this show, man. Shout out to everybody, you know. We ain't been on here in a minute, but shout out to everybody that be tuning in. Today we're gonna cover something that I seen an episode on YouTube about the new Nazis. You know, the word Nazi, we wasn't really like into it like that. We thought it might have died down. But from what I'm hearing, man, the Nazis is alive. They getting bigger. They making more moves. And y'all be ready out there, man. Prepare yourself because they all over, man. You know, they all over. You know, we want to live in this perfect world, man, where, you know, we just want to be successful. We don't want any problems. You know, so when you think about the Nazis, you know, racism, We know it exists, but we don't want to experience it. And let alone don't want to hear how they building the stronger, basically military to commit hate crimes on everybody that's not white. We get caught up in entertainment, the media, and it's like it's created to take our mind off of reality and what's really going on in America. See, but I'm here. The Lake Ave Radio Show is here to I hate to say, I ain't even gonna say that, but I'm not even gonna say spoil you your day. But I'm here to give you a taste of reality of really still going on in America. You know what I mean? And I want to play this footage that I seen on YouTube, a documentary of how the Nazis is building their army to be stronger, to commit more crimes on black people, or alleged Jewish people, anybody that's not black, man. I mean, that's not white. They forming their army, man. It is a real thing. And yeah, I'm gonna say it, man. We gotta prepare ourselves and be ready for this nonsense. Because you never know, man. You might pull up in that gas station. You might be traveling and go along that long road or get pulled over by that cop that's a part of that movement, man. And what do you do? Submit to the hatred or do you fight back? That's really one of the questions I wanted to ask the people, What do you do? What do we do? But I'm gonna get into the video, man.
From Charlottesville to Pittsburgh. Into this synagogue and said, I just want to kill Jews. An ongoing investigation. He's identifying Jews as a threat to our people. What he means there is white people. Or violent neo-Nazis. What do you think was going on in this house? They were making bombs. Were they specifically in what? Power lines, nuclear reactors, synagogues, through interviews with insiders. The main thing is Frontline public reporter E.C. Thompson uncovered the movement's methods. They are actively recruiting military members. Does that surprise you? And expose their hate. Make America great again. In order to make America great again, we have to make America white again.
Y'all heard that, right? In order to make America great again, you will have to make it white again. I always say that. But y'all want to say I'm bugging.
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, October 27th, 2018.
That's right in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, man.
The Tree of Life Synagogue with an AR-15 and allegedly kills 11 Jewish worshippers. We have multiple casualties inside the synagogue. We have 3 officers who have been shot. Members of the Tree of Life Synagogue, conducting a peaceful service in their place of worship, were brutally murdered by a gunman.
Shout out to Tina, man. Tina Marie in the building.
Another act of terror in America. The country again left to ask, where does this hate come from? Could it have been prevented? It's just been 24 hours since Robert Bauer stormed into this synagogue and said, I just want to kill Jews. Over the past few years, I've been reporting on a resurgent white supremacist movement. I've seen its ideas migrate into the mainstream.
Oh, fucking be brainwashed.
Across the country. And now this, the deadliest known attack on the Jewish community in American history.
I fear there will be more to come. Today's All-Right Unite the Right rally is expected to draw over 6
That right there should be illegal.
shock the nation with a show of force in Charlottesville, Virginia. They spilled blood in the streets, militant and unafraid. In Charlottesville, a car slams into a crowd towering scene when a driver plowed into the crowd, killing a young woman and injuring 19. White supremacists killed one protester and injured dozens of others.
I bet they ain't get locked up for nothing. That's why it's still going on, because they don't get punished. They don't get punished like that.
I identified some of the groups behind the violence. With a team of reporters, I exposed a neo-Nazi fight club.
Be the judges and lawyers behind that shit, man. Freeing them niggas.
They were involved in melees in 4 different cities. Following our investigation, 8 members or associates of RAM are now facing federal charges.
I bet you they ain't locked up.
But the most extreme organization I've been looking at is called the Atomwaffen Division. Atomwaffen means atomic weapons in German. The group embraces Nazi ideology and preaches a hatred of minorities, gays, and Jews. It calls for lone wolf acts of violence, much like the massacre in Pittsburgh. For months, my colleagues and I have been talking to a former Atomwaffen member who asks us to call him John and disguise his voice. He says the group's ranks swelled after Charlottesville. So after Charlottesville, people started coming into the group.
And you had a huge part of that. All of the input outside and asking him because it like follows, wow, this didn't work, rallies don't work. All that happens is people get arrested, people lose jobs, you get put on some FBI watch list.
So if protests don't work, what is the answer?
The answer Atomwaffen embrace is the underground.
John tells me that Atomwaffen's ideology draws from the writings of an obscure neo-Nazi named James Mason, who published a newsletter in the 1980s called Siege.
James Mason talks about terrorism as a new passage and siege by terrorism dropping out of the system so that you can conduct lone wolf activity.
Yo, that's why you gotta be mindful of who you run into in real life, man, because you never know what they're a part of.
Atomwaffen has made Siege required reading for all of its members. To them, Mason is the latest in a long line of Nazi leaders, inheriting the role from American Nazi Party founder George Lincoln Rockwell, who in turn took his inspiration from Adolf Hitler himself. I learned that Mason's writings are kept at the University of Kansas.
The bulk of the collection came to us in the early 2000s.
Rebecca Schulte is the curator of the Wilcox Collection, an archive of contemporary political movements. Is this the only collection of his work?
Yeah, it was his archive. We're the only ones that have them. Enclosed with this letter is a sample copy of Siege, the newsletter of the National Socialist Liberation Front.
Mason's archive is highly disturbing. His writing lays out an apocalyptic neo-Nazi vision. He says the white race in America is under siege by people of color and undermined by Jews in positions of power. We did not reach for law and order. The law and order means the continued existence of this rotten, rip-off capitalist Jew system. We wish for anarchy and chaos, which will enable us to attack the system while our big brother pigs are trying to keep the pieces from falling apart.
A bunch of scared white dudes.
And this is a paste up. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
See that?
Mason advocated attacks on institutions like Hollywood, media, and the courts. Notorious killer Charles Manson is one of Mason's heroes, and the two had a long correspondence.
Damn.
So this is an object that Charlie Manson knitted in prison and gave to James Mason.
So some kind of ornament or
Yes.
some kind of
Shit on the low, she promoting that shit. She promoting that
Looks
shit.
like they corresponded a lot.
yeah, looks like over a long period of time,
Mm-hmm.
81 to 90s.
Right. We've had the collection destroyed online for many years, and we haven't seen a lot of action. But in the last few years, there have been.
See the little laugh she gave?
So that's all.
You only collect shit you interested in.
There's something happening out there. There's an interest. We don't always know what it is.
So people are starting to look at his writings again.
Mm-hmm.
It's very we're not the first people to come visit here.
They're not.
That's the institution for it right there.
Back in New York, our Adam Waffen source, John, agreed to talk over video chat with me and my colleague Ali Winston.
So I'm walking Division 2, Nazi extremist group seeking to spread terror. The main thing is lone wolf activity.
When you say lone wolf attacks, it sounds to me like you're talking about basically terrorist acts.
Yeah, they don't see themselves as terrorists, rather they see the United States as the ultimate terrorist. Like what I don't know if they said, how do you mean terrorism? You need to discover terrorism. I'm walking is made up of about 60 guys, and then you have what is called initiates. That guys were in the process of becoming members, and in order to become a member, you have to prove yourself.
So how many initiates would you say there are?
At last, there was more initiates than there were members. So it could be anything. All it takes is one guy to snap and do something like that. That's what the owner said. I'm tired of saying nothing but in the white nationalist community, so I'm going to take a stand, and I'm going to go into church and I'm going to kill all these white people. Because no one else is doing anything. So I'm going to listen to be another deliverer from Adam Waffen.
John tells me that if I want to investigate the group, I need to start where it began, in Tampa, Florida. Was founded in 2015 by Brandon Russell, a National Guardsman in his early 20s.
I don't know. Florida, racist state.
He moved into this apartment complex with 3 other members of the group. One of them, an 18-year-old high school dropout named Devin Arthurs, would bring Adam Waffen to the attention of the authorities.
Friday night, Tampa police arrested 18-year-old Devin Arthurs. He confessed to killing his roommates, 22-year-old Jeremy Himmelman and 18-year-old Andrew Anisha.
Arthurs told cops a 4th roommate, Brandon Russell, participates in neo-Nazi chat rooms.
Common thread that connected all 4 roommates was neo-Nazi beliefs.
Wyatt Arthurs apparently shot 2 of his roommates. His father agreed to talk to me about what happened that day.
I was working in my office, and the cell phone went off, and it was Devin. And he said, "Dad, I'm sorry. I've really messed up. I really messed up."
Dumbass, nut-ass nigga threw his life away.
It's, you know, the 2 guys, the 2 that were staying or whatever, they're dead. I shot them. They upset me and I shot them. I tried to hold it together and I said, put the gun down or any weapon down and go turn yourself in right now.
Dumbass.
Right now. All I was hearing, I'm sorry, Dad, I'm sorry. I said, just turn yourself in.
Alan Arthurs says Devin began gravitating to neo-Nazi ideas when he was 13 or 14 years old. So is this junior ROTC? What is?
Yeah, that's ROTC. in high school.
He was really interested in the military.
That's what he said.
What do you think he was really interested in?
There were two other brothers and another member of that ROTC that were obviously into the neo-Nazi stuff.
So you think he was joining the ROTC group because there were other kids that were into Nazism in the group?
Yes, definitely. And he had gone his hand.
Arthur says his relationship with his son became increasingly strained.
By the time we were talking, and I didn't even,
Devin ended up dropping out of high school. He eventually moved into the Tampa apartment with Russell and the other Adam Walker members. Did you ever talk to Devin since the incident?
He said that he would not, when he figured out what Brandon was going to do, he couldn't live with himself. That's all he's ever said.
Tampa police refused to talk to us about the case, but I obtained video of Devin Arthur's police interview. Over and over, he tells detectives about Adam Walker.
Adam Walker Vision is a terrorist organization. It's a neo-Nazi organization that was part of. But the things that they were planning were horrible. They're planning bombings and stuff like that on countless people. They're planning to kill civilian life. What were they specific in the plans? Power lines, nuclear reactors, synagogues.
Inside the Adam Walker apartment, police discovered Nazi paraphernalia, guns, radioactive material, and handmade explosives. On a dresser was a framed photograph of Oklahoma City bomber Timothy McVeigh.
Damn.
On April 19th, 1995, Gulf War veteran Timothy McVeigh detonated a truck bomb in front of the Oklahoma City Federal Building.
Damn.
Scores were killed. For you, what are the lessons that we should know today about Oklahoma City?
I think it's not only Oklahoma City, it's lessons that we've been learning about lone wolf terrorism. It doesn't take a large organization to cause mass casualty.
Gary Myers was an FBI bomb tech who investigated the Oklahoma City bombing. I show Myers the crime scene photos from the Adam Walker apartment. They document a wide range of explosives, including some of the same ingredients used by McVeigh in his Oklahoma City attack.
They were making bombs. This is a bomb maker's workshop. There's the cooler. This is the HMTD. So this is actually what caused them the most concern, and rightfully so. HMTD is not very common. It has to be handmade. It requires a process, and you have to be sophisticated.
And how powerful is it? I mean, this is something.
It goes off about 14,000 feet per second. It's probably more
Damn.
than ammonium nitrate. Car bomb. These materials.
America worried about other countries. Y'all better look into these motherfuckers here.
So obviously these guys aren't master criminals. Are we focusing too much on a group that's not really a threat?
Well, in this case, we have two dead, two young men dead, shot with an assault rifle, and we recovered enough explosives here to blow up a car, blow up an airplane, blow up a bus, blow up this room. We have the same basic explosive kit here that the Boston Marathon bombers had.
The night of Arthur's arrest, Brandon Russell was also detained and questioned by local police and the FBI. He told a different story. He said the explosives were his, but insisted that he was only using them to power model rockets. Adam Walker was nothing more than a club. The police released Russell without charging him. They even gave him a ride home so he could pick up his car. Russell promptly disappeared. He met up with another Adam Walker member and began driving south. As the men drove, the FBI issued an arrest warrant for Russell on explosives charges.
We have his picture. We were told that he could possibly be going up near Turkey Point for some type of terrorist act. That's all we knew.
That's all you know.
That was it. He turned into the Burger King I put my choker right behind his car to block it in, and I didn't even think. I just got out of the car. I said, "Brandon, come here." And he looked at me and he looked startled for a second. And before I gave him reaction to do anything, I just grabbed his arm and started handcuffing him. He was shaking, which made me shake because I didn't know what he had on him. Explosive materials. All I could think is that he had some type of detonator on him because he was so nervous. Stop fidgeting. Why are you fidgeting?
Where are we all buying that car? You have at least 2 long guns, in excess of 1,000 rounds of ammunition, homemade body armor, no suitcases, no toiletry bags. It was the absence of the other things that was a little bit concerning. We were very, very thankful that we contacted them away from that car, because if we had pulled them over, the outcome of that event could have been way different for everybody involved based on what they had inside the car.
Given all the weapons.
The weapons were right behind them within hand reach, as well as the ammunition. And I believe they had loaded magazines in the center console for the rifles. And when we found all the weapons, we were convinced that we had just stopped the mass shooting.
The Monroe County Sheriff's Department believes they stopped some kind of violent attack. But it's still not clear what Brandon Russell may have been planning. He had the weapons and ammunition to kill dozens of people, and the FBI bulletin said he might have been targeting the nearby Turkey Point nuclear power plant.
Damn.
Russell eventually pleaded guilty to illegal possession of explosives. He was sentenced to 5 years in prison.
5 years? Oh, man, this is crazy.
Russell wasn't the only threat beside Adam Martin.
So, hold on.
If I could just talk to an FBI agent,
Oh. So you mean to tell me he got sentenced to 5 years for having thousands of rounds of ammunition, machine guns, assault rifles, bombs, explosives, and got 5 years. But you got niggas getting caught with little ass hand pistols getting 5 years, 10 years. Shit's crazy, man.
I could get my computer as resources. I could show them like all these channels and stuff. So on your computer, there's stuff that you can borrow. You can find encrypted channels. You can find names easily. It'd be very easy to identify.
Hey, right.
So you think an FBI agent is requested sit down and go over the stuff? You think that you would open some eyes? Yeah, I definitely do. I think that it would open some eyes to a much bigger thing than what happened today. And I think that could definitely, basically save a lot of lives.
It's unclear what the authorities did in response to Arthur's plea to investigate Adam Martin.
They don't care. They down with it.
But here's what I do know. Adam Martin continued to operate, and its violence didn't end. 7 months later in Virginia, Adam Martin follower Nick Giamba allegedly killed his ex-girlfriend's parents. They had objected to his Nazi views. Giamba is yet to stand trial, but the 17-year-old appeared to be fascinated with Adam Martin. His social media accounts were full of its propaganda. Weeks later, in California, Sam Woodward was arrested for allegedly killing Blaze Bernstein, a gay Jewish college student. Shortly after the arrest, I published a story identifying Woodward as a member of Adam Martin. Woodward has pleaded not guilty, but in a cache of confidential chat logs I obtained, Adam Martin celebrated the slaying. They referred to Woodward as a one-man gay Jew wrecking crew. 3 killings in the 8 months after the arrest of Brandon Russell and Devin Arthurs. Devin Arthurs' predictions of violence seem to have come true. But Arthurson gave police one more warning.
They had a guy in the U.S. Army go and re-enlisted specifically for the group being branded.
He claimed Adam Waffen had members inside the military.
Oh, okay. He re-enlisted specifically for the group to go into his supply room and steal stuff, like steal night vision goggles. We had guys in the American military that literally go to like bases and steal huge amounts of equipment. Well, Fred's he joined specifically for the knowledge of training. He wants to use that training against the government. Sometimes you stuff with the FBI should also be here. Okay.
From everything I've learned, Devin Arthurs is a deeply troubled young man. He gave conflicting explanations for the killings and was ultimately deemed mentally unfit to stand trial.
Oh
But as I
shit.
continue my investigation, his description
They got this. It sound like they got the judge in on it. Dang.
Adam Waffen's confidential chat logs support Arthur's claim that the group is recruiting soldiers. And they reveal the existence of what they describe as hate camps, in which members with military experience provide training in firearms and guerrilla tactics. One hate camp early this year took place here in Death Valley, on the border between Nevada and California. Adam Waffen filmed themselves training out in the desert. The group was drawn to Death Valley because of its association with Charles Manson. They made a pilgrimage to Devil's Hole. This small gap in the rock opens up into a massive 500-foot deep cavern. Manson planned to found an underground city here after the apocalypse. Adam Waffen's communication showed this hate camp was convened by a member who used the online handle Commissar.
This shit real, man. I hope y'all paying attention, man. This shit real.
I'm able to identify Commissar as Michael Hubsky, based in Las Vegas. Hubsky isn't a soldier himself, but claimed to have been a private military contractor. He boasted in Adam Waffen chats about his short-barreled CZ Scorpion rifle. Hubsky discussed attacks on infrastructure and claimed to have a classified map of the West Coast power grid. At Hubsky's Death Valley hate camp,
Hey, you motherfucking FBI ain't doing shit. That makes you think.
storm buildings, and clear roads. Hubsky hoped to organize regular training for Adam Waffen and encouraged members to join a Nevada weapons facility called Frontsight. The idea was for Adam Waffen members to get schooled in advanced firearms tactics. I contacted Frontsight, and they were shocked to learn about the group. They agreed to meet with me out at their facility.
Frontsight is unique. We're a 550-acre firearms training facility about 40 minutes outside of Las Vegas. We have 50 ranges and a capacity of approximately 2,000 people at one time.
When did you first learn about Michael Hubsky, the Adam Waffen leader who wanted to come train here?
I believe initially we were contacted by you folks, and you asked us some questions. And as a response to that, we investigated with our law enforcement contacts, and that was enough to convince us that they needed to not be coming to Frontsight any further.
Hi, Michael. It's AC Thompson from ProPublica. I'm in Las Vegas and still interested in talking to you. So
when I reached Hubsky, he'd been banned for life from Frontsight. He tells me he left Adam Waffen and has renounced Nazism.
Yeah, right.
He won't go on camera for an interview. But using information from the chat logs, I'm able to identify other hate camp participants. One of them agrees to talk to me. He's a 20-something Army veteran who asks me to call him Jeremiah. He came back from a combat tour damaged and angry. There were a lot of people that were disenchanted with the mission. I'd say about half the guys in my unit. I think a lot of guys, they're lost and they want hope. They're looking for answers.
How big would you say the white nationalist movement is within the armed forces?
There's a good amount of them. They keep quiet about it, especially when they're in. You can get in a lot of trouble. Going on his Facebook, I never mentioned the military.
How did the group regard combat veterans and service members?
We definitely wanted to appeal to veterans. We would say they had the fighting spirit that the National Socialists of the 1920s had, that the people of the alt-right lacked. Take an average 19-year-old from Adam Waffen. His only experience of war is video games, versus some guy like me who knows how to handle himself in a war. People looked up to the military guys who were at least using the training that they had given you to hit back at them.
When you guys did do training, what kind of training was it? What did you learn? What kind of skills were shared?
Going to the range, clearing rooms, medical, how to wage an effective insurgency. A lot of the Iraq and Afghan war vets, they took what they saw the Taliban or Al-Qaeda in Iraq doing and applied it to what's going on here. Jews were the #1 enemy. We would say the Jews were the virus, and the people of color, the homosexuals, they were the symptoms. By studying Adam Waffen chat logs, my colleagues and I developed a list of more than 80 Adam Waffen members.
The black motherfuckers gonna be the one to fuck y'all up though.
I already know about Adam Waffen founder Brandon Russell and his time in the National Guard. But there are also 3 active duty soldiers or Marines and 3 military veterans. And my sources say there could be more. I want to better understand the link between Adam Waffen and the military. I go to see Professor Kathleen Ballou at the University of Chicago. She's been researching the history of the white power movement.
We're looking at a current group called the Adam Waffen Division, and they are actively recruiting military members. Does that surprise you?
Not at all. That's a strategy pioneered by the white power movement in the period of my study and continued throughout post-Vietnam period. One thing to understand is that throughout American history, there's always a correlation between the aftermath of warfare and this kind of vigilante and revolutionary white power violence. So if you look, for instance, at the surges in Ku Klux Klan membership, they align more consistently with the return of veterans from combat and the aftermath of war than they do with anti-immigration, populism, economic hardship, or any of the other factors that historians have typically used to explain them. Nationalist fervor, populist movements, those are all worse predictors of the aftermath of war.
Tend to correspond then with an upsurge in white power, white supremacist activity.
Always.
Mm.
Ballou outlines a long history of military men who became key figures in the white power movement. George Lincoln Rockwell, World War II veteran and founder of the American Nazi Party. Richard Butler, World War II veteran and founder of the Aryan Nations. Louis Beam, Vietnam veteran and Grand Dragon of the KKK. Timothy McVeigh, Gulf War veteran and Oklahoma City bomber.
It's important to remember, too, that returning veterans that join this movement and active duty troops, we're talking about a tiny, not even statistically significant percentage of veterans. But within this movement, those people who did serve are playing an enormously important role in the construction of weapons and creating paramilitary.
Good, that's it.
What's good?
Watching the new Nazis, man.
That's the name of it?
Sure. Leaderless resistance is basically what
Nah, this
the idea that you
new American Nazis, man. These
What's about?
motherfuckers, it's how they get motherfuckers from the army and shit and they building a new, you know, Nazi motherfuckers. They out killing Jews. They killing black people. They killing gay people. And they building their shit up, man. They using all Vietnam, Afghanistan vets. Yeah, this
And
shit serious.
you know what's crazy? On the news, did you see it? I had posted on the news a couple of days ago. It was a young white boy. He was in the army. He was a white supremacist, and I think he was trying to sell guns to do something, but he got caught. I think they locked him up and they kicked him out the army. He was posting stuff online and stuff.
Yeah, this shit is crazy, man. And they all over too. That's why I say, like, man, we need to stop. Whatever we got against each other, we need to just cut that shit out, man. Because it's bigger. It's bigger than banging on each other, man. This shit is real, man.
And they did, and when the FBI did a report, they said that white supremacists and neo-Nazis, all them, they've been infiltrated. They said they infiltrated the police forces.
Yeah. That's their whole thing is they want to overthrow the government.
Yeah.
And they want to run this country. The white dude said, in order for us to make America great again, we got to make America white again.
Yeah, well, that's
what he mean anyway.
Yeah.
That's what I've been saying. Like, that's what I've been saying. That's what he means is to make it white again. Like,
I posted something. Was it earlier where you see the lady that called in to she called in somewhere. And it was a black lady, Trump supporter, and the guy was like, "Who are you?" or whatever. And he was like, "Do me a favor, don't bring none of them back up on here no more." Talking about the black ladies.
Wow.
Yeah, I posted that earlier. I thought I tagged you in it. She's like, "We Trump supporters gotta stick together." She's like, "We Americans gotta stick together." And she's like, Trump supporters. And the white guy was like, Who invited you? And she was like, she said somebody. And he's like, "Do me a favor, don't invite them up here no more." I said, "Wow."
See, a lot of people don't know, man. Trump, that nigga, I think that nigga part of KKK, man. For real. I think he really is, man. He just playing that role, man.
Well, you know, a lot of
that slogan, "Make America Great Again." It's like
right?
It's like a spit in the face to all the people that America inflicted pain on. You feel
to
me?
all non-white people.
Yeah. Let me play some more of this. Tell me, can you hear it?
A small number of
Yeah, I hear it.
organize them, and then they will behave on their own in a cell without direct ties with movement leadership. If we think, for instance, about the Oklahoma City bombing, Timothy McVeigh is sort of the ideal soldier with leaderless resistance. He's in the infantry unit and serves in the Gulf and is involved in white power groups while he's on post. He's consistently involved in.
And these motherfuckers got Facebook. They got Facebook pages saying all this racist shit.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. Like,
they even got their own whatchamacallit. They even got their own. They got like their own website.
Because we don't understand.
Hold up. So it was a young dude that they was following, and they pulled him over. They ran down on him at a gas station. He was one of those. And in his car they found bombs, a couple bombs. They found assault rifles. They found a couple, I think 2,000, almost 2,000 ammunition, bullets, rounds and shit. Guess how much time they gave him?
What they gave him? 5 years?
5 fucking years. I know niggas that got caught with a gun and got 5 years.
Yo, it's always every time some shit like that happen, they always get like it's either 5 or 7 years.
Yo, that's fucking crazy, man. But he was ratting like He spilled the beans on us. He spilled the beans on the whole organization.
Yo, that's
He
how they
gave his computer up and everything. Like
that's how they get the information. Motherfuckers get caught. They don't want to do that time.
I ain't know in Pittsburgh, man. One of them motherfuckers went in the Jewish synagogue and killed mad people.
This was recently, or a couple years back.
I want to say, yeah, this was a while ago though.
Yeah, I mean a couple years back when went into the synagogue.
I think 2018, something like that.
And shot it up, y'all.
That wasn't long ago though.
Nah, it wasn't. A lot of that stuff happening. They a lot of that shit they don't even put on the news when that should be happening.
But you know what? It's like the U.S. government so racist, right? They want the black community to be vulnerable to hate crimes. They don't want us to arm ourselves, or they don't want us to unify. They always trying to act like it's other than they're like us uniting. It's like we up to something to cause violence on them.
Well,
because they so guilty. You know what I'm saying?
The whole thing about that, remember I said they don't want to lose that power. They don't want to turn over that power. So that's why they want that Make America Great Again, stay in power. Because they think, once they lose grip of that power, then the oppressed people going to become the oppressors.
And that's the whole thing with the Nazis too.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's why I say like how could you really be black and support Trump when half of his followers are racist, white supremacists?
If it walk like a duck, it's usually a duck.
And this the same man that wasn't renting out his apartments. Him and his father wasn't renting out his apartments to black Latino people. Say he want little small hats living in his apartment buildings.
That's what he said.
No, he said that about it was a black man working for him. I don't know if he was an accountant or whatever, but he was like he prefer men with little hats working for him. But with the lawsuit, they settled out that discrimination lawsuit where him and his father, he wasn't renting out to no black people or Latino people. So they what they call it, when they had a lawsuit, they settled out, but saying like no, not saying they was guilty or whatever type shit.
But yeah, I think it's called settle out. And settle out, but here's the thing, right? I don't understand this with us, right? When somebody racist and don't want to do business with us, don't want to sell us a house, don't want to sell us product, we get upset to where we want to fight basically to do business with them.
Yeah, like
if you don't want to do business with me, fuck you. I'm gonna make sure that I never do business with you. Even my people, I'm gonna tell them not to fuck with you.
Yeah,
you do me a favor. Like, I'm not gonna cry. You know what I'm saying? To enter your business or none of that shit.
Yeah, that's how it's supposed to be.
I don't understand that shit, yo.
That's how it's supposed to be. Like you see, when shit go left and something happen in the store, whatever, motherfuckers protest or whatever. But then down the line, they'd be right back at the store instead of just letting it go out of business by not supporting it.
Spending all your money to a motherfucker that calling you a monkey.
That's like
get it. But somebody that look like you want to give them a hard time for their prices and shit.
That's like it was this black couple. They was about to buy this house, and when they finally went to look at the house again or whatever, the husband and wife, they noticed that it was all this there was some Klan stuff in the house and whatever. So they looked at the owners. The owners was racist, so they was like, we're not buying this house. This was like a couple of years ago on the news and shit. They said when they went back to look at the house, they seen the stuff. So they ain't buy the house.
So I was studying redlining and the psychological strategy they use for that is crazy, bro. It's like it started like I want to say from the Vietnam vets, you know, when they got out the army, they promised them, you know, houses for a cheap price. The black soldiers and shit. But when they went to get loans, certain areas, certain nice houses and areas, they told them that they not the sellers of the houses is not really sure if they want to sell to black people. So basically they didn't sell them to black people, right?
Yeah.
So they moved the white peoples in the neighborhoods. Then, you know, black people protested and all that. Then after a while, they let the black people move in the white neighborhoods. But this what they did. This what the real estate brokers and all that did. They went to the white families that was living in the white neighborhoods.
Yeah.
And said, yo, black people moving in here. I don't think you want to live around them. So they made them sell out. Bought their houses, right?
Yeah.
Let all the black people, Latino people that wanted to move in the white neighborhoods, they let them move in there while the white people was leaving.
Yeah, white
they
flight.
They charged them, they overpriced the houses.
Yeah,
right? So once it turned into an all black neighborhood, they put the value of the houses down.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And that was fucked up generational wealth for black people.
And
yeah, that's crazy, bro.
And
it's a nasty country, man.
But you know what's crazy? They still be doing shit like that today.
Yeah,
because
it still goes on.
Did you see on the news with a lady it was a couple black couples, they was getting their houses appraised, they was trying to sell their houses, and the realtors that they called gave them all low value on their houses. So what they did, they had their friend that was white call up a realtor, and the realtors gave the white lady a higher market price for the same house.
Wow. Wow, yeah, you've been telling that story for about a year now.
Yeah, like
is it a video of that? Well, we could pull that up next time.
It should be. They probably got YouTube. I know it got to be on YouTube because it was on the news.
I believe they do that at car lots too. Like,
oh yeah,
I believe they do that.
That's why you don't be seeing the prices on the car. Remember back in the days to see the prices on the cars?
My girl was saying that, like, damn, how the fuck they never had prices on a car, a whole car lot with no prices. That's because when you go in there, they judge you like that. You know what I'm saying? Yo, that should be illegal though. It should be a law where they gotta have prices on them cars.
That's why they said it's best to go to an official dealership.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's crazy, man. But this new Nazi shit, like, man, we need to be forming us some kind of structure, man, instead of worrying about what this and that person doing or entertainers doing, and that's just putting our guard down, man.
Yeah, they're getting too comfortable.
While they building their shit up, man.
And you know what the crazy thing about it, like, they really got in the South, they really got like big farms, like training everything, stockpiles, they got everything. Like, they hunt and they know how to hunt and everything, like.
Yeah. But you know what? You know what's crazy though? And you may not agree, but I really believe in my heart, man. You know, when I was little, I was taught is 11-1, man. You know what I'm saying? I was taught that one black motherfucker could beat 11 motherfuckers if he really his back was against the wall and he had the right equipment. He could go against 11 motherfuckers at one time, man.
Say, yo,
So,
you just seen a couple videos. Remember that video you played? You did play the video where the dude was at the pool party?
oh yeah. I've been through situations, man. Shout out to Majest too. And IG will verify that, man. Like we was you know the McDonald's in Neptune?
Yeah.
Man, we walked up and Majest was fighting like 5 motherfucking big white dudes, man, whooping their ass, man. He was beating their ass so bad, we just was just sitting there laughing. We didn't even have to help him. Like, oh man, this shit is funny. Like, this nigga whooping their ass, but several times, man. Situations where, and you know, it be the person that's not trying to do harm that always win, man. Spirit of the moment, some shit happen, and they kick off, man. But like I said, it's always good to be prepared, man. Like the average motherfucker, they prepared. But I want to say, like, gang members and shit, man, y'all got something good going, man. If y'all can take care of your own people, man, and unite with each other, man. Because other than that, man, it's just distracted, man. We just helping them, you know, by harming each other, man. We need to come together because that's what they doing. And you know, we get distracted because they don't want us to come together. You know, when you was locked up, 3 motherfuckers, they see a group of motherfuckers, they want to break it up, think we up to something. They fear that, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
They fear that. They don't want to promote that unity. You know what I'm saying?
That's the whole key. Unity. Motherfuckers worry about envying. They like envy each other too much, and or they get mad, or he think he this or he got that, and
yeah, that shit. A lot of that be whole tendencies, man. That when you see men doing that shit like that,
then the shit be,
there ain't something right with you, man.
the shit be so petty. If you had the average black dude in the hood, like, why you beef with him? It'd be some bullshit.
It'd be
So they don't even know.
It'd be about a chick.
Yeah.
That playing both of them. They ain't think about none of them. You know what I'm saying?
Or they might they might not like dude because he used to go with their girl 10 years ago.
Corny shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're missing the bigger picture. All that. It's missing the bigger picture, man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't been on this shit for a while, that shit, man. Dealing with these motherfuckers at this job, man. Like, they been on some bullshit. I've been telling you that.
Yeah.
But you know, I got a trick for their ass next month. You know, remember Crazy Eddie?
Yeah.
I'm Insane Reefy, you hear me? I'm about to do the you know, Crazy Eddie shit was Crazy Eddie, his prices is insane. I'm Insane Reefy, my price is crazy. You feel me? Yeah, so I'm about to have vehicles and everything, man. Yeah, man. But we gotta do some more shows and we gotta get some more interviews. What happened to the interview with old girl, man? She
I gotta hit it back up. Yeah, that's about to say, you know, we're gonna have to do we just gonna have to start finding some people, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, that do rap, singing, poetry.
Mm-hmm.
And just
and people with real life stories, man, you know, hit me up, hit myself, man, you know, because some people think they ain't got a story when they really do. You know what I mean? So
The average person in the hood got a story.
Hell yeah. You know what I mean? They just do. We got to do some more lives on Facebook. I might go on there tonight, man. Sure, I gotta charge my shit up though. I might just go straight up live on Facebook, see how the people doing and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah, like what time? Like about 10? What time is it?
Yeah, probably about 9:30.
Yeah, I'll probably be at the house by then.
Yeah. I'll hit you up first.
Yeah. Hit me up. Yeah. So yeah.
All right.
All right, peace.
All right, peace. Salute.